Oh, yep. Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's Downtown Development Authority meeting for Bedford Township. We are going to call the meeting to order with the Pledge of Allegiance. All right, we'll do a little roll call here. We'll start down at Al, if you want to just say your name, and we'll make our way down the list here.
Brian Foster here.
Lucas Diver here.
Jason Jindal here.
And we also have Mark in attendance from Mannequin Smith. And then, I'm sorry, I missed your name?
I'm Pete Carey. I'm from Bedford.
All right, Pete Carey's here to hang out with us as well and see what's going on. Well, thanks for coming. And then we are missing today Joyce Blanton, Ryan Retzlaff, and who else? Gabe Coleman are not in attendance today. All right, approval of the agenda.
Make a motion to approve.
All right, I will second that. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So moved. Approval of the minutes for July 10th. I got a chance to read over them quick. I didn't see anything. Did anybody else see anything that needs to be changed or anything like that? All right, I'll make the motion to approve July 10th, 2025 meeting minutes. All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So moved. All right, invoices. Going down the list here, we're going to start with, looks like we have two progressive sweeping, so I'm going to see different number to, that date is 8/4, and that one's 7/2. Let me make sure we didn't pay this other one already. Hi, Joyce. All right. So it looks like the progressive sweeping invoice ending in 410 for the amount of $353.50. That is our August. Date on it is 8/4. The other progressive sweeping one ending in 762 is the one that we approved last meeting. 13427. Oh. No, never mind. It is not.
The one we approved last meeting, what was the date on that?
Yep, that's I have the packet here. I'm going to just make sure that we're still on track before we 610. So yep, we're behind. That makes sense. Okay, we're good. We're good. So first one ending in 410, progressive sweeping for $353.50. This would be August is month for their services. I'll make the approval for the $353.50 going to progressive sweeping. Can I get a second? All right, we'll do voice approval. Al?
Yes.
Ryan?
Yes.
Lucas, yes. Phil?
Aye.
Joyce?
Yes.
Yep.
All right, so moved. So now progressive sweeping ending in 762 for the amount of $353.50 as well. This is for July's month. Same thing. I'll make the approval to approve, or the motion to approve the $353.50 for progressive sweeping. Can I have a second on that?
Second.
All right, voice approval. Al?
Yes.
Ryan?
Yes.
Lucas? Yes.
Yes.
Joyce?
Yes.
Jason? Yes. All right, so moved. All right, invoice 710 for $135 going to George Welling. This is for our typical video, putting this on YouTube and on TV. I'll make the motion to approve the $135 to George for the July meeting. Can I get a second?
Second.
2 seconds.
2 seconds, all right. We'll do voice approval. Al?
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
Lucas, yes. Phil?
Phil, yes.
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 Yes. So moved. All right. Mannequin Smith.
Very good.
We have two of them from Mannequin Smith. We'll start with the first one here. ending in 914. This one is for $555.75. And it looks like it's just the meeting attendance and hours spent on the sign and coming to our meetings. Correct, Mark? Is that good? Oh, perfect.
You didn't previously bill for the March meeting?
From what I can tell, we did not, and I'm not sure why that was. I'm sure that was right around the transition period where we were between Vern and myself. I don't know if it got lost or it wasn't sent, but yeah, there's one from March and then one for the June and July meetings as well.
And that, you are correct. I forget her name, but she emailed me saying, hey, we missed this. Can you put it in your next one? And then that's why there's two from you guys, so that's perfect. Thanks for clarifying. All right, I'll make the motion to approve the $555.75 to Mannequin Smith, ending in invoice 914. Can I have a second?
Second.
All right, voice approval, Al?
Yes.
Ryan?
Yes.
Lucas, yes.
Phil, yes.
Yes.
Jason? Yes. So moved. All right, and then Mannequin Smith Group for the $384.75 ending in 842, the invoice ending in 842. This one is for the June and July hours for Mark here. So that makes sense to add up there. All right, I'll make the motion to approve the $384.75 ending in 842. Have a second?
Second.
All right, voice approval, Al?
Yes.
Ryan?
Yes.
Lucas, yes.
Yes.
Joyce?
Yes.
Yes.
Jason, yes. All right, so moved on that one. Awesome. All right, on to the old business. We have letter A, Bob Potter. He joined us. Yep, you can go ahead and join the stand and go ahead with whatever you need.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for the invite. I'm representing the Bedford Farmers Market. We've spoke before in past years. And what I'm wondering is if there's any interest in the Lambertville DDA to essentially take the market over starting next year. Reason being, our market manager, Linda Johnson, is not doing that anymore after this year, and we have not been able to find anybody to take her place. I know we spoke before about the possibility if the market were to move within the Lambertville DDA area, that you folks might be able to help out financially by paying for the cost of a market manager. We didn't take you up on it because the board decided we didn't want to move. Well, now we're in a situation where Linda leaving and us not being able to find anybody to replace her, the market may just close down. We can't operate without a, yes.
Do you have any locations within the DDA that you
No.
sought out? Okay.
No, we
'Cause that's what we had.
discussed different things before.
That's, I think, what we had having a hard time with was finding a location for that to go into. I know we'd spoken to I think the daycare, and even in front of the Goodwill. But what day of the week is it at?
Saturday,
Saturday. What time?
9 a.m. to 1 p.m. So we're in there from say 8 to 7:30 until 1:30.
Yeah, I don't think the Goodwill Plaza would be able to do it then.
We're occupying about 52 parking spaces for the vendors and the customer walk-around area, and then another 35 parking spots for customer parking. So it's a pretty good chunk of space. I think the last time I was before the board, you folks, you were thinking about the possibility of spreading it out over several parking lots across the DDA. But no, I don't know where you folks would put it. I don't want to see the market close down. We've been operating for, I'm saying, 15 years or so. We're up to about 20 vendors, which there's a few of them new, but most of them are coming back year after year. We're customer-wise, this is a rough count, but it's at least 1,000 people on a Saturday, on a typical Saturday. So there's a lot of business going on. Last year and this year, we've got an agreement with the Bedford Veterans Center, and we collected donations from different businesses around Bedford, and those donations are divvied up into $5 coupons, which are given on Saturday morning, are given directly to veterans that come in, and then the veterans spend those $5 coupons on anything that's food related. It doesn't include like knitting goods and stuff like that, but it does include baked goods, vegetables, fruits, candies, stuff like that. Last year, there were roughly $3,000 worth of coupons given out to veterans. This year, our donations are already up to close to $6,000. So there's a lot of business coming in from that.
There's no doubt that farmers markets these days, throughout the region are really, really popular. However, when you spoke to us last, I got the very clear impression that without a marketing manager, you just can't really operate one of these successfully.
That's correct.
So how wide a search did you,
Well, we
find one?
spoke to some of the vendors that we have, the ones that the board felt would be able to do the job.
But you didn't, do a,
We haven't advertised like on Facebook or anything like that.
okay.
Yeah, I guess that's what I was kind
Trouble is, I'm not sure how to open it up to people and limit the response to people that are qualified. I guess maybe that's up to any business. When they hire somebody, they got to figure out, okay, separate the wheat from the chaff.
Yeah, so like, are you asking us to be the market manager? Is that the term, or
To hire somebody.
Yeah, so
No, I'm not asking. I tried it myself with another vendor several years ago and did it for 2 years, and I don't want to touch it again.
Yeah, you
It's
need somebody that's
too
going to be
much for
dedicated to it,
trying to
not
run a
driving
business,
around.
and then you folks are trying to run a board. I don't believe anyway. None of you want to take on. It's about we estimated it's about 10 hours a week in the spring, and then another 5 hours a week for the rest of the summer and fall. We've been paying Linda $400 a month, starting in April and going through October, which was all we could afford with the money. That leaves us, our only income is the rent that we charge from the vendors, and that leaves us a certain amount of money at the end of the year to donate to the church for the use of their property.
So,
So, yes.
Mr. Potter, you said they were working about 5 hours on average a week, or 10 hours, let's say?
That was our estimate.
'Cause it just
I
seems
would
really
bet
low
you it's
as-
more than that, but
Just the pay rate seems kind of low for that, because, working 40 hours,
that's all we can afford.
making $400 is $10 an hour. So that's maybe why we're having a hard time finding like a quality person for that
I
position.
bet you I make less than that.
Yeah, I feel you sometimes.
I think the first thing we got to deal with is where would you put this? And Tractor Supply, do you believe they're in our DDA?
Are they now?
Are
They had
They're out
a
of it?
section that was outside of it.
Okay.
Sure.
Because they were advertising something to do a farmer's market. So we'd have to first find the spot within the DDA that could accommodate this. I don't think that's impossible, okay? Because we've also done things over at Kroger's. I don't know if they'd give up that kind of space. But, we've got,
Well, No, go ahead, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, because,
We've already explored this before, and I think what we were running into, because I was actually in charge of trying to find a spot, was liability issues. So let's say you hold the farmer's market on somebody's property and somebody rear-ends somebody on that or hit somebody, unintentionally, like who would be liable for that is what I was running into. And then they were having problems with it. So I don't know if you have how that works now with where you guys set
We carry
up.
liability insurance
You
and
do
name the
carry it.
church. We
Okay.
name the Bedford Farmers Market as a organization, loosely, as an organization, and we also name the Lambertville United Methodist Church because it's on their property.
Okay.
We don't name individual people or vendors. We do require each vendor to carry we recommend that each vendor carries their own liability. I do. Not everybody does, but
I can't speak for everybody here, but I think we're all in favor of saving the farmer's market. It's just we'd have to find a location and then find a manager. I think we'd have to bump up that pay to find anybody decent that would actually want to do it. To me, the biggest obstacle is the location. So I think we should throw out some ideas of where we could go and then approach those properties and see if they would actually be interested in doing that. Something that's not busy on a Saturday, hopefully.
well, I think we got to take a look, too. Got to think out of the box a little bit. Go to Perrysburg, they do theirs on a Thursday. Some do them on a Friday. Some do them on a Wednesday. Some do them on a Saturday. So maybe we take a look at a different day
Any
as well.
day but Sunday will be tough. Like, I was thinking even my location, but like our parking lot's tight
Right.
every other day but Sunday. So if it was on a Sunday, I think it'd be much more doable, and maybe we could do that parking lot. But I'm trying to think of what parking lots would be kind of vacant on a Saturday within the DDA. And
I mean, really,
Kroger-
that if
Kroger
you
are-
yours and then the bank next to it.
the bank would be willing to do it. I mean, if Ryan was here, we could ask him. But
Right.
they got space in that parking lot. Also, that plaza to the left with Subway.
Oh, yeah.
That you could do. Is American Table busy on Saturday? I think it is. Like that plaza is busy on Saturdays.
And this little,
Tractor Supply, I mean, maybe you should double check to see whether it is within the DDA.
I think we
No.
should, because they wanted to do something in September, and it was like, well, wait a minute, we just made some other people.
yeah,
I know that part of it is because their entranceway is in the DDA, so it would.
but the rub was they didn't include them because part of it wasn't in the DDA.
Yeah.
Right.
That
There's
was
more
the
that
whole-
is, that isn't.
You got any ideas, Mr. Potter, where you think it could go within the
No, I
DDA?
think we've looked at it before. I know at one point, that new development, the commercial and I'm going to say retiree area,
Or
where the
Manors.
beef farm, where the cow farm was.
And also,
Angus
I
farm.
remember speaking to the New
That there
Bedford
was
Academy as
something in
well.
the-
I also spoke to the New Bedford Academy as well, and that's where they ran into liability issues. They were actually willing to do it because they're not busy on Saturdays. So, but that was the only one I could really get any kind of response off of at the
Is
time.
that
But
what-
I didn't pursue it as much as I should have.
Is that within the DDA, all the way down there?
It's right next to AutoZone at New Bedford Academy.
You mean Carnation, or?
Isn't it? What's it called? I forget.
Carnation, I think.
Um,
You're talking about today
Oh, okay,
care.
it's
Yeah,
all the
that'd be
way
a
down
great
that
spot
state
for
line.
it.
I'm thinking of that place on Stearns. I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right.
That would be an excellent place for it, though.
Yeah,
It
and
would.
then-
It would be
no,
perfect.
I'm guessing it's not busy on Saturdays. Most, parents have their
What
children.
if we, Jason, what if we went over there and, like, did you have the contact to the building, that guy?
Yes, the guy that owns American Table.
Okay, so if we,
Not American Table at Red Star. I'm sorry. What's his?
Red, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So if we maybe try again and say, we know the farmer's market now has a liability policy. We know that, we would switch the church to being the location to this New Creations or whatever it's called there.
And we'd take on the,
And well, it'd be the farmer's market, and then maybe we even throw in a little thing that says you now require all vendors to have liability insurance. Improve it at the end of the year. You can do that.
There's some markets that I know, Toledo Market being one of them. They won't let you in if you can't prove you have.
Yep.
We haven't gone to that point yet, although
Right.
But you'd have-
attorneys
And
would probably
just
recommend
like-
we do that. We
It's a
haven't.
good selling point. You know, if we go to, if they were willing to do so, and that was their only holdup, if we go there with X, Y, and Z answers, like, hey, they have, you know, they're going to have liability insurance, all the vendors will have liability insurance, you guys are fine, that might push them over the edge a little bit. You know, if we can
I heard to
prove that.
ask, yeah, we can just ask him and
Yeah.
see how he feels about it.
Yep.
It's been a while, so we can cross that bridge again.
No, I think that would be good. Bob, I think we need to keep in mind, Mercy has that property. What if it was on the grass? The only thing that worries me if it rains that day, but Mercy has that
Gets
whole lot
slumpy,
right
it's,
there.
being on a paved area is a lot easier for both the vendors and the customers. Customers don't have to walk on the uneven surfaces and stuff, and the vendors don't have to try to set up tents and stuff in a grassy area. We've done that. It's kind of a pain.
When do we need to, like, this is going through this year?
Yeah, we're operating where we are as we are until the end of October, and then the market normally starts the middle of May.
Right.
So the Saturday before Mother's Day.
Okay. So we have until, I mean, we don't want to wait until May, but we have a few months to kind of figure things out and ask a few questions.
Let's see. Market Master wise,
Isn't there a website?
what do you folks suggest? I mean,
Well, I take a look at it is that we need to find somebody that's also going to go out and hit the streets a little bit. Be creative.
And at $10 an hour, I just don't think that's going to
Yeah.
happen. I think we need to be closer to like $20 an hour.
yeah,
And something, where they come up different.
Not a
'cause
lot of hours. It's like 20 hours a month.
Right.
In some instances, 40 hours a month. So it's not a big bill. We could get a better quality person that would probably get better results for that farmer's market.
when we were located behind when I first joined the market and got on the board, it was I'm going to say 10, 12, 14 years ago, something like that. We were over at the Y, and the Y, those folks were really nice to us, but the only place available was setting up in front of the physical therapy wing, so we're basically invisible from, gosh, why did George put that there? Not very visible from Dean Road. And I think we had maybe half a dozen vendors. It was, I'm not sure about the other vendors, but sometimes I wondered why I was there because it didn't look like I was paying for my, and anyway, wasn't sure if it was worth it, but we stuck with it and stuff. Now that we're over at the church, we're a lot more visible, for one thing. And two, our market manager, Linda, is doing a really good job at advertising. I'm sure there's more stuff that could be done, but, and plus we've been around for a number of years, so vendors are more familiar with us. Each vendor brings their own following with them. So, it's gone from maybe a half a dozen vendors up to 20 or so now. Quite a few of them are full season, so it's more of a enterprise that helps the vendors that are there. Plus, it gives a local made or local grown product for Bedford citizens to shop.
Well, assuming that we could find a place, that was suitable and that would work for us and everything, the next big thing would be the marketing manager, but, we can go out and talk with some of the other, find out who the marketing managers for some of the real successful ones around,
Right.
like Perrysburg and the.
Didn't you say there was a
Toledo?
website?
I was just thinking about that. There's a Michigan Farmers Market Association, MIFMA, which I think we're still a member of. MIFMA is where Linda got her. She actually went and got market manager certificate through MIFMA years ago.
I wonder, have you checked that? Like, is there any
No, I haven't.
job,
That'd
like,
be-
you like, hey, we're
that'd be
looking
one
for somebody?
place that if it wouldn't hurt for us to, myself or somebody else on the, well, actually, somebody else on the board. There's only one other board member, the president and the treasurer. Everybody else has bailed on us over the years.
Well, the fact is, though, we're so close to Toledo, the chances of getting maybe somebody out of the greater Toledo area that would be close to us rather than, we're in a corner of Michigan.
Right.
It's possible,
They're in the UP, they're not a lot of use to us, I guess.
but yeah, probably won't get anybody out of the UP
Right.
unless they got a hill.
Yeah, I would say what we'll do for you is we'll reach back out to that daycare. And in the meantime, if you could, go on that website, because you're going to know better than we are when we're looking at that stuff, like if you know how to do it or whatever. If you want to see if there's a market manager available, we can work on the space. You find that, and if we can try to meet halfway with it, we might be able to get this thing
Okay.
taken off.
We'd be willing to finance that market manager, right?
I would.
Yeah,
I would
think
support that.
yeah.
Here's what I would support over the long term is that we move it over to the DDA. Some years back, I think we need to approach the hospital again and say, look, you're never going to build a clinic there. You're never going to do anything there.
Yeah.
And we buy that property. We turn that over into a farmer's market, gathering place, or whatever.
Yep.
Because with ProMedica not going to build their new hospital in Monroe,
No.
they're not too much of a threat anymore. And Mercy's had that property for years, and they've done absolutely zero. I doubt they'll ever build a clinic up here, hospital, or anything. And that really
That'd be a
is
nice
the ideal spot. So, I'm just saying my long-term vision, I don't know if it'll happen, but if we can get the farmer's market over there, then we got something there, and then say, hey, we need to get a different space. Who knows? The timing might be right.
And is there any incentive for the property owner at all?
Oh, there could be. I mean,
maybe that'll be easier. I'm just thinking, what incentive would they have, set aside liability, but just having
Right.
a bunch of people in your parking lot. So,
well, I would say Mercy would own it, or we would own it, just outright buy it from Mercy.
no, I love that idea.
Yeah,
When's
and
the
then
last time we checked on that?
Not only that,
it's been a long
I
time.
say when ProMedica had it, right?
No, Mercy's always had it.
Mercy's always had it. Okay.
They didn't want to give it up. The couple previous boards, Joyce, you can probably remember that. Mercy was kind of close to we want to sell it. Well, then all of a sudden, when ProMedica started saying, oh, we're going to Monroe, all of a sudden they were like, we don't want to give up that Michigan presence. Well, that's all changed. And so they were at one time, and there is money out there. I don't know when you looked last, Bob, but there is money out there for farmers markets and so on. They build these cool sheds on them. There's a lot of things that they do.
What does that mean exactly? There's money out there like grants?
Yeah, exactly. There's definitely that would be the perfect location.
And then we could throw the Boo Bash there, the Winterfest, and whatever.
Exactly.
Have
It
there.
could be year round, realistically.
Yeah.
But I think if we could get this over there to the DDA, and maybe we, a couple of us get together, drive all the parking lots, take a look at what's going on, and say, hey, can we get these spots? Because some of the spots might be, like where you're at, Jason, might be right along Secor Road there. You know what I mean? Where they're not the real close spots, but, people are walking around. They'll walk to them anyways, but I don't know. Mm-hmm. But I just think if we could get this down there, we could really blow it up, Bob, because the resources are there.
One of our former board members years ago did some checking around on funding for property, for development on property, and he found that there was a number of markets around Michigan. The Chicken Festival, Frankenmuth.
Oh, yeah.
Their farmers market was either the property or the building or both was a portion of that was funded from grants from the state of Michigan. Now, money may be, and anyway, and there were other places around as well. I know there's even with monies being tightened up, there's still agriculture-related programs out there that are a little tougher to get after, but they're still out there.
I don't know who's at the top now of making decisions at Mercy, but at the time, I remember talking to Randy Ostra, who was head of ProMedica,
Right.
and those guys were all tight, you know, even
Right.
across, you know, medical silos. And, yeah, he had, you know, we had to talk about that, and he says, no, they were just not willing to do anything at the time, but this
Yeah.
was several years ago.
Yeah. And look at the medical industry, it's kind of contracted with their assets and so on. They're thinking a little different.
Yeah.
And they do have grants up to $1 million. It's called the MEDC grant in Michigan for funding for farmers markets to secure permanent locations.
Yeah, so there is money. And then you got places too, like the Ralph Wilson Foundation. They fund a lot of different things, especially when we get food related and trying to eat healthy and all that. They said if we could just get it down there.
The neat thing about it, that, like you say, the property can be used for a lot of different things. It's Leda Market downtown. They're starting to use that for more than just the Saturday morning market.
Well, they got night markets
Night
down there and all
markets,
kinds
other
of stuff.
activities, sometimes during the week, not often, but I mean, in a community like ours, there's plenty of uses for that property. So I can contact MIFMA and see the Farmers Market Association of Michigan and see if they have any ideas. I've hesitated going out. The only other like media that I can think of is Facebook. Like we have a pretty good size newsletter contact list, and we also have all of our vendors. You know, we could send something out like that, or just post a general thing on our Facebook page, and then sift through the responses.
Well, you want to have down all the personal requirements, you know, for that before you send it out, so you have a method of.
Golly, I don't want to
meeting
scare them away
what-
right away, do I?
Right.
Just-
Right.
I'm just kidding you.
Yeah, if you work on that, we'll do our due diligence on the backside of seeing if we can find you a spot, and then you want to, like, I'll put you on the next meeting if you want to.
Maybe
We'll do the
another
same
month.
thing if you we do them.
Sure.
Our next meeting is what, September 11th. So September 11th, same time, same place. We can kind of meet back up and see what we figured out and kind of see what you figured out and see if we can go from there with it. Does that work for you? Mm-hmm. Perfect. Perfect.
No, I'm part of the Southeast Michigan Agriculture Council, and we have a meeting coming up on the 25th, Monday, a couple Mondays from now. And our new meeting location is, sorry, George, is over at the Whitman Center. One of the things that's going to be talked about there is they've asked us before about moving over to the Whitman Center, and we've held off on that as well because, well, I don't want to get into because, but we just held off on making the move over there, but it's going to be the same issue, and they're not going to want to fool with any funding or searching for a market manager.
Right.
I mean, they got a neat spot, and as long as they open the doors for the vendors, like the church does, the vendors have a place to go to the bathroom. But that's for vendors only. That's not for customers. But beyond that,
Yeah, the Whitman Center, let me just stop you there. They have no clue where they're going. There's a building.
Right at
that's
the,
kind of
I've sat on so many committees about that building.
you know,
They have no idea what they're going to do with it.
I was on a
Oh, yeah, you're right, Bob. It would be a great spot, but Nothing's gone on with the building for 5 years. So I don't anticipate anything happening there anytime too soon.
Our agriculture educators moved his office down there from Ida, and
Right, because they need to put somebody in the building. There's 3 entities in the building: ISD, EMT class, and a business class. So, like I said, I wouldn't put a lot of hope in it.
I just wanted to mention that in case one of you
Right.
hear that there's something up over there, and Bob Potter was over there or something. I'm on the council, so I'm going to be there anyway, and I don't have any good news to tell them if they're asking about moving the market over there, because it's the same. Anyway, just like what.
Bob, you could go over there tomorrow and say, I want to do this, because we've all said that. Can you put a farmer's market over here? And that was like over a year ago. Have you heard anything? Rest my case.
That would be, that'd be
Every
good.
time I talk to them, they're planning something different, so
Yeah,
I kind of lost interest in anything solid.
that's why I say I would really push to get into Lambertville. I think it could be
I
great.
mean, nothing against the church either. They've been
No.
fantastic, and there's a few times that we have to move to the other side of the building if a church event comes up, but it's anyway. I'm talking too much.
Oh, you're good.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
And
Thank
if you
you.
put me up on the next.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep you in your same spot. You're gonna be A for next time as well. Perfect. Thanks for stopping by today.
Well, and this is a great opportunity for us to re-explore, a permanent home for it, even if, it takes a while to do something with the Mercy property, we certainly could maybe,
Get a
Got a
temporary
year, 'cause it's
spot.
not going to happen this summer, so we have a whole year. And then
Yeah,
get
Mercy,
Right.
Mercy is ideal.
I think it's a great
though.
opportunity, and there's always been an interest that we move it here, so.
Perfect. Yeah, we'll look into that for sure. And then we'll meet back up next meeting about it and see where we stand. You're welcome. On to letter B here for the old business. Ideas for the park memorial. We talked about it last time. I brought my little notes here. And then I have I gotta pull out my thing here. Somewhere in here. There we go. So, what are our thoughts on the stone? We probably need to make a decision on this pretty quickly of what we want on the stone and what we need to do, just so we can reach out and kind of get it going. I doubt they want to put it in the winter time when it's frozen, especially if they're going to put it in the ground type deal. So from what I have from last time is we were thinking 4 terms. You had to be at least on for 4 terms.
And the term, according to the bylaws, is 4 years.
Yes. Okay. So 4 years, and it's 4 terms. So that would have to be
16.
16 years on the board here.
Unless you want to make it 3, because I think we were thinking the term was 3 years when we discussed
I
it.
think so. Yep.
3 would be better.
I do too. 3 terms, 4 years at 3 terms. Okay. So now, I guess the next step in it is let's start with color. What color do we want to go with? If we're looking at, the thing the pamphlet that we got, I think we all were talking about kind of the earthy,
Yes.
the brown looking sands, kind of like the desert, I guess, in a way. I'm looking at the Texas Farm Bureau one, top left corner once you open it up there. Is that what we're all thinking? Something like that color?
I like that. But what he can do, he just did the one for the veterans for us, and he showed us the same monument like in 2 colors.
Oh, really?
That we
Oh, so you can,
Yeah, so we could say, oh, do you like the brown one, or do you like the gray one, or, so.
Okay.
And he
Good
just
idea.
did that, so if you say, hey, could you show it in this color or that color, he can do that too.
Let me see that. 'Cause
Do we want to do like
it's not.
have a number 1 and a number 2 and say, hey, these
what
are
I
our
would
2
do.
favorites? Yeah. So we'll go
Something
Texas Farm
more.
Bureau. I think we're all,
Anything.
that's number 1.
No, I think Phil and I think maybe that's a little bit too.
Too light.
Well, that's too orangey for that
Like a
area.
traditional stone gray.
Yeah.
Want stone gray?
Well, yes, some,
Gray or
there's a lot of
brownish
them.
gray
Like
sort
the
of thing.
the Steffels one? This one right here?
Well,
I don't know if that's the right way of saying it, but
that's this one right here.
Did we ever come up with what we were going to say on it as well?
No.
not yet. That's going to
No,
be
we
my
didn't.
next. We're going color, shape, saying.
Okay.
And we're going to knock them all out.
All right.
Yeah, I think that's,
Something like that.
yeah, something like that, or,
The only reason why I say the dark is because everything else over there is brick. If you think about like the pathway, isn't that like a brick?
Yeah.
And then the I'm trying to picture it, the dark brown bridge. So we gotta almost try to. I don't want to say we have to perfectly match, but
No.
it's gotta flow. It's gotta flow in there.
And whatever you're going to use something that's going to stand out from that anyway.
Right.
You want perfect contrast.
yeah, you're right, something to match with the brick, but I think
Yeah.
the ones that are kind of yellow are a little bit
Yeah,
much.
a little bit.
What about like I know it's kind of small. The 308. It's an address. We're not talking about that stone or anything, but just that color.
That almost looks like that, but it's a little shaded down from it.
Right. That more looks like
Yeah.
That's more orange. I agree. That looks like my hair in a sense. This doesn't.
I agree
Yeah,
that
no, your hair looks better than
the
that.
308 is a nice color.
So
Probably it has a warm,
Yeah, it's not as
Yes, to
bright
it.
as that Texas Farm
it has
Bureau
a
one.
warm thing that'll move it,
Yeah,
warm with
but-
Yeah. So let's do that one at 1, and then we can do the Steffels one at 2. This one right here,
But
and
the
then
point is how is that going to look in size? And then when you get contrast with it.
right.
So
Well, that's what Al was saying. He can.
if it's
before
that
he
small, it's
designs
different
it-
from being that size.
Yeah, he sent us over,
I think it-
we gave him measurements, and then he did the drawing and stuff, and like the picture, like what the size would be. So we at least had an idea,
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, this is going to be like 6 foot tall. We could,
Right.
you could see it, like, whoa, okay,
You'd have to ask them what are your so-called plates going to look like too. That you're
Right, yeah, and he did that for us too with
yeah.
with
So
the
you
veterans.
got to really see them together.
Yeah, so he was like, oh, okay, so we were able to do that. But what we
But they
did is
can
we went
figure that
over
out.
to we picked the space, and then Chase, my deputy, we went out there and we started doing different measurements. Like, hey, this is how high, it would look like at 5 feet, or what if we did 4.5, or
Yeah.
we did this.
Right.
How wide, so.
What'd you come up with?
Huh?
What'd you come up with? How wide, how tall?
Yeah, over at the Township Hall, because we're going to be over in the corner. And keep in mind, we have every branch of service that's going to be on there. It's about 6 foot high, because we have the space. I think we came that we were going to be about 17 feet long.
Oh, wow.
17?
Yeah,
Does that
roughly.
seem kind of excessive, Al?
Well, for
What are we talking about?
that's for the veterans.
Yeah, that's for the veteran. Yeah, that's for
It's excessive for us.
Yeah,
You're right.
but he was able to do that so that we could see like, whoa, okay, and it looks pretty good. But we got a big corner to work with.
Yeah.
You
So
know
how
what I
much space
mean?
do we have at the park to work?
Yeah, so we got a.
Maybe a 5 by 8 in that range.
Yeah, I would say
like that.
something to that. I wouldn't get it.
8 wide,
huge.
5 tall.
8 wide, 5 tall.
Yeah, so it looks more
I
like
mean-
Yeah.
So it's not too big, but it's big enough.
Yeah, I feel like it shouldn't be taller than you.
No.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
yeah.
I think that's perfect. 5 by 8.
Okay, so we'll do color 1 is the 308 sign.
Yeah, I don't
Yep.
think that Steffels works with the brick.
I agree.
I think
No, it
So
doesn't.
what, like the stallion color, or like that Johnson? The Johnson and the 308 are kind of the same.
Yeah, you oughta,
Johnson's a darker sort of thing. Lakeview Park over on the The other page.
Oh yeah, that almost looks like Pearl Harbor Green Park too. Like at first I thought that was Kroger in the background.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I have been involved in a couple of monuments, and the whole point is that you got to have more than one color there to look at, and then you got to have the place you're considering, and only when you put them up against there and actually see them, you say that works or it doesn't work.
Right.
So
it's
you
a
got to
guess.
get sample plates and just rule out the ones you don't want.
What color is the brick that we're working with?
Like that dark.
Like red?
Yeah, it's like really. There's like the normal
So
brick
gray
color.
probably wouldn't
then
look great
dark.
with it,
No,
right? It'd probably be like a brownish.
that's why I'm thinking something warmer. You know,
Yeah.
that has more of a reddish brown.
Yeah, red and gray just
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
work well together.
So it has to be relatively dark, but with some contrast, for sure.
What about like
See it
the?
real quick?
What about like the Rieta Ridge, however you pronounce that?
What is that?
This one right here. It's like a.
Not that one.
It's a brown gray.
Does he have any
True, I'm colorblind, too.
any board he can bring in with that stuff?
Well, no, that's what Al's saying is he'll.
Well, that's when he brought out some of those samples that he
Yeah,
had.
but he'll take colors of
one?
what we want. We tell him here.
Right.
Then he's gonna send us a
And he puts it out, right.
Yeah.
of like, okay, here's how it would look in this color,
Yeah.
and here's how it would look in that color.
I think that one was it.
But the most important thing on there, though, are your plates that you're putting on there. What are they going to be?
Let's see.
I would say they'd be
Not, yeah,
black.
you got to see the
I would
stone.
assume they're black, right? I mean,
He's pretty flexible.
I'll concede
in
to
what
whatever
want
you guys
do
want.
whatever.
Phil, you're talking about the names, right? That
Yeah, but
Yeah.
but you definitely want contrast, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because the nameplate you want it to show up.
Yeah.
All right, so which one we going with? 2, or 1's 308. 2 is what? What do we?
Well, but let him know that what we're trying to do is to coordinate with the brick, so let's give him some
Leeway.
Yeah.
Pictures?
leeway
Yeah.
on this too.
You're right.
I'll go snap some pictures over there too.
Yeah.
Okay.
With a little bit of contrast,
Yep.
you know, that may give him a clue, and then give him a couple as maybe these,
Yeah.
you know.
Might work.
Yeah.
I mean, he does it for a living, so
Yeah.
you know.
So he mixes those colors.
Yeah, all the time.
So the term that I have on here.
It's 12 years.
Well, no, I'm sorry, not the term. I guess the saying that we're going to put on the rock from last time. And this is just chicken scratch, so it's not exactly.
Oh, that's right.
So we got DDA founded, like whatever year, to grow and develop this area of the community. That was just like a brainstorm, what I threw down. You can see I got words all over the place with it. How do we want to narrow that down?
For last meeting.
Yeah, let's hear it. What you got?
In grateful memory to all those that have served on the Bedford Downtown Development Authority, your vision and dedication helped shape the heart of the community. And I got honoring the men and women whose leadership has strengthened our downtown for generations to come.
Mike, Jason.
So I got to read all of them because I didn't like
Jason,
Put your mic.
put your mic on.
Oh, I'm sorry. I had it on and I turned it off. I'm sorry.
We noticed.
Thank you to the dedicated members of the Bedford Downtown Development Authority who have given their time and talents to make our community thrive.
I like that one. Sorry
You
to
like
cut
that
you off
one, too.
because
Yeah, can you read
Shouldn't-
that again? Right,
Shouldn't be too long.
Thank you to the dedicated members of the Bedford Downtown Development Authority who have given their time and talents to make our community thrive.
I like that because
I like
it's
that, too.
short, and then it.
Yeah.
I
kept
think we
them
were
all
trying to
short.
get away from the honoring, like the whole people
Yeah.
being deceased thing. Like they don't have to be
Yeah.
deceased on this.
Right.
Be on here.
Right.
I think that is like
And that's
perfect.
good. That's good one.
I think there's no more. I think we leave it at that. Yeah.
One more.
Oh, yeah.
To the members of the Bedford Downtown Development Authority, past, present, your work is the bridge from our history to our future. It's kind of corny, actually, but, you know.
Yeah, I like the idea. I like it.
Yeah.
I like
But-
that first one. I think it's that one that
Save that
Right.
one.
Minute,
I'm not gonna
yeah.
write it down, but
All
save
right.
it. Yep. Okay.
Find
Send it to him.
Jason, text that to me if you can.
Perfect.
So it was, thank you to the dedicated members of the Bedford Downtown Development Authority who give their time and talents to make our community thrive. That's the one.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's nice.
I also put in remembrance at the top.
No.
No, you don't have to.
because they're not all gonna
No,
be
you don't have
people
to.
who are. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I didn't know.
No, no.
I'll send it to you, Al.
Like in a couple years, like I could be on this thing, like it, and hopefully I'm still here to see my name
I
get put
don't-
on it,
I don't want to be telling people, the reports of my death have been greatly exaggerated.
Exactly. Okay, so we got that. We have the terms. I have a thing. I'm sorry I didn't get to it. I will take full blame. I had a crazy last couple weeks, but I have a note here to ask Trudy for the list of people so we can go through that and see how many people have the 3 terms on that. So I guess, in my opinion, that's really it. We just got to get that information over to, and I forget his name. What was his name?
Tom.
Tom. Get that all over to Tom.
And the size, the 5x8, did you get that down?
Oh,
I've got it, yeah, too.
yeah, 5x8. Perfect.
And the thickness, well, it'll have an associated thickness that they
Yeah, I
recommend
think-
with it because it's
Yeah.
got to be stable.
Right. He's not going to build it this thin, like it's going to be probably pretty
Oh,
hefty.
that's right. But
Okay.
You don't want something that big, do you?
I will work on getting this from Trudy, this list. That will be my big job here. Okay, perfect. So anything else on the park memorial that you guys can think of off the top of your head here? Perfect. Moving right along. Like it. All right, so next, Al brought to my attention that one of the fountains in the park's pond hasn't been working, and we've had these things rebuilt a couple times at least. I know we've done it twice since I've been on the board at least, so Al, I'll let you kind of take over, and I know you had a couple ideas.
Yeah, Pat went ahead and he looked at it and so on, and it's definitely dead. And we would just like to get a brand new one with the lights. He's priced, he thinks, he called Oak Park Landscaping and so on. They have one like for $1870, but I'd like to get a motion to give him amount not to exceed for a pump so that we can go out and get one and replace it. And then I'll report to you and say this is the one we bought, knowing that we had our 3 quotes. So
Perfect.
if he can get it lower, great. We'll
Yeah.
just tell him do the lower one, and we'll go from there, or whatever it is.
Yep. Do we want to just, there's 2 in there, right? We just want to get 2.
We could. I mean,
I mean,
you know what? We
do
could-
one big
we-
one.
We could always get 2 and put it on the shelf.
Yeah, but they're,
Yeah.
Well, is the one big one last longer than 2 little ones? Or that's,
Well, I
you
think you
should
almost
ask
need to
that.
because of the way the pond's set up, right?
Well, my
It's
question
like
is
a-
going to be like, what happened to the old pumps? Why did those
Yes,
keep giving out?
absolutely.
Were they left in there in the winter?
No, he usually yanks them, yeah.
Okay. And then is there a filter on them, like for the intake?
That I would have to check, because
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
not real familiar with pumps,
If you want to make a motion, I'd be willing to do that.
Okay.
Yeah. You go ahead and say it because you want to make it.
Yeah, I'd like to make a motion to give Pat Thatcher the authority to buy 2 fountain pumps, not to exceed $3,900.
I will second that motion, and then let's do a voice approval down the line here. Al,
Yes?
Ryan,
Yes.
Lucas, yes.
Phil, yes?
yes.
Yes.
All right, so moved. So we are getting up to 3,900 and 2 new pumps for the fountains, or for the Pearl Evergreen Park. Perfect. All right. Cool. On to letter D. We're going on the update on the traffic light agreement. So
Oh, boy,
It is.
here we go.
E is Mannequin Smith update, so if you just want to roll right into that too, Mark, go ahead.
You-
My
should we
knowledge,
take a-
to my knowledge, the traffic light agreement is still between the attorneys. I have not heard any movement on it, and I don't believe anything has gone back to Bedford's board.
No,
Obviously, nothing's come to the
we've
DDA.
got nothing from the road commission.
Yeah, I've heard crickets.
So what's going on with that? Why is it taking so long? Why are they not? What are they stuck on? Like, I know this is like the 4th meeting that we've been saying that they've been
Yeah.
going back and forth. What are they stuck on? Are they going to resolve it? Like, is there anything we could do to resolve it? Like, what can we do to actually make this go
Move.
through? We don't have to keep talking about the lawyers going back and forth.
I wish I had a good answer for that, but I think we're already doing everything we can, staying
Yeah,
on
too
them and
many
staying in
lawyers.
communication. I think it's just stuck.
Like
between
what
them.
side is stuck? Is it us or is it the road commission? Like, and what specific in the what's in the
breaks the
contract
logjam?
specifically that they're having issues with?
The
'Cause
late-
we've gone through it a few times now, and we thought we cleared that up.
Right.
And and so they've been going back and forth. But have they communicated to you at all what they're stuck on?
They had, and our attorney had clarified what they wanted to be resolved in it, and then it went back to the road commission, and now it's in their hands.
What does that mean, though? What were they stuck on? Do you know off the top of your head?
I believe it had to do with the ongoing maintenance.
Yeah, with the
escrow,
There's all the maintenance
escrow deposit and the
issues.
dollar figure for if something were damaged.
And
Because we were going to start a fund,
Yeah, I
put,
understand that.
put all that to the side.
So, so we're stuck on how much to put in that fund
Yeah.
every month?
No, we're
No,
stuck on.
Phil was good with that.
Yeah,
Okay.
Phil, our attorney, figured that out, and
Okay.
we sent it back to the road commission and said, "Here's what we will do. X, Y, and Z. Do this fund, this, and this." And we thought that would satisfy them,
Yeah.
but we haven't heard yes or no on
Well,
if that is
it
satisfied.
went in the
them.
sewer.
So
But
that makes sense.
they haven't responded at all, said whether it's good, not,
we
whether
haven't
the
heard.
number needs to be
Right.
bigger.
Yeah.
Like, should we get in on this phone call with the two attorneys? Should one of us? I mean, I'd be glad to get on that phone call if you guys want, because like, what could possibly be taking this long, and why can't we hash it out over the phone and like come up with new ideas? If they need the board to approve something new, we'll be on that phone call. We'll be like, all right, we'll bring it to the next board meeting and we'll get it through. It's just it's honestly frustrating how long it's been taking.
I think
It's
really,
very- I know everybody here is frustrated with it, but
The attorneys.
we got to put some heat on whoever's holding it up.
Attorneys want to leave it.
It's costing too much money. Every month that goes by, it's getting more expensive.
Absolutely.
We definitely need to do something about it to streamline it. Like
Lucas,
so-
you want to call Phil?
yeah, I can call.
we have Phil come to a meeting.
Chair? Yeah, you could have Phil
Yeah,
come
we
to a
can.
meeting.
But the problem with that is Phil's not that Phil was ever the problem, but Phil's not the problem. Right?
He'll be able to tell us what the problem is more specifically and what specific, like what number they're having a problem with, whether we'd be okay with increasing that number.
I don't think he knows because he came up like we've been going back and forth, right? And let's just say at one point the road commission said we, as in us, the DDA, need to pay for maintenance, and then we were stuck on how are we going to do that? Because if we dissolve at some point, where we put it, where does the money go? We came up with that fund idea.
Yeah.
And so Phil put that in the thing and then sent it back to the road commission. So in my eyes, it's not really Phil that needs to.
Yeah, like Phil did all his
Phil knows the
stuff.
specifics. So Phil will be like, I've been in contact with their attorney. This paragraph is specifically what they have a problem with. And then we got to think of ways to resolve it. We can't be stagnant for 4 months on a contract.
And
Well,
excuse
is
me,
there-
but I'm sorry, they were down to two there were
There are
two
two
segments, and that's all it was left.
two
Yeah.
The last two paragraphs, and I was going to say, all right, son of a gun, pay
If
me.
it's possible, I think we should have Phil at the next meeting just to kind of break down where they stand. I mean, I know you're in communication with them, but is there anything we could do as a board that we could do immediately to kind
Break the
of?
long.
I think we
Resolve
should
it.
have Lucas and I could get on a phone call with him.
Yeah.
We'll start
With
that. and
Our
then-
Phil, or isn't the
No, our Phil,
isn't
not
the
Costello.
attorney
Yeah, Phil Costello.
also a Phil?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll get both Phils on the phone if possible, and just be
Hey,
like,
can
where
we
are
get
you
a
stuck?
Conference call.
Why are you stuck here? And we'll get a better understanding what they have a problem with, and then we'll be able to brainstorm whether there's any resolution to that.
Okay.
But like, it's been way too long.
Well, in the meantime, prices are going up on everything.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and just
Every
due to
month.
inflation, we're paying 30% more for this project. Just due to inflation, and not to mention how long it's going, and how many times the engineers had to take a look at it, and the lawyers have had to go back and forth. I love this project. I want to get it done, but like it's taking way too long.
And I assume the reason they got involved is they'd be able to push it faster, and it hadn't been that way.
I just don't know how two attorneys haven't come back yet with either no, it's going to work or it's not going to work unless you do A, B, C. So we should be past that point by now.
I agree.
Yeah. We'll
Not on
get
you. You're the only person that
One
gets
of
to
our
hear it,
pieces
yeah.
of the pie too.
Yeah, you're,
Let's call Phil, see if we can get hold of him, and say, hey, can you set us up with
Please.
two attorneys,
Yeah.
us two,
Yep. Let's do it. I'll come to your office after this. We'll get it
see
done.
if we can.
and nobody leaves until it's.
Until we're
That's the
done.
kind of mentality I'm
Yeah,
on.
really.
Like,
Say,
let's
this
just
is it.
get it done.
Yeah, so we'll do that. And mean, you can roll into your
that-
Vanek and Smith update if you have anything else.
That's really just kind of one of those elements. We had the traffic signal agreement was one of them, and then you have the maintenance agreement, and then the ongoing construction agreement with Manick and Smith to monitor the construction of that project. So they also have those numbers, and those are other agreements that the road commission is preparing. So that's a good point to remind them, make sure that we're moving along on those agreements as well, because the maintenance is one piece of it. Then there's the funding agreement with the DDA that you'll pay back the road commission when the road commission lets the contract, and the same with the construction observation.
But wasn't that maintenance part only a function of if we were dissolved?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Yeah.
But they wanted, if we were dissolved, they wanted to make sure that there's enough in that fund to take care of it for a good amount of time.
Correct.
yeah, but you wouldn't really know till you got into it.
You won't, but I'm sure that's where they're stuck. So
Yeah.
I'm sure that's where they're stuck, because it's all hypotheticals.
The road commission has given us numbers like when it was you and I,
Right.
and who else went, I can't remember at this point. We went to the road commission and they were talking about how, the one over in Newport by the Meyer, like right outside the Meyer there, I can't think of the name of the road it's on right now, but they've only done like one maintenance thing on that in the last 30 years and it cost $8,000 or something. It was like, it was nothing, it was like, oh, okay. Like
I think we
that's-
agreed to like $400 a month or something, which would be more than enough. I think they said any standard maintenance is usually like $500, like changing out a light bulb or something like that, but it's very minimal.
Right.
What's in them? It's a timer and lights and electric, and like what really, there's not a lot of fail points on it, right?
Not particularly. Their biggest thing is, number one, if the DDA was dissolved, and number two, if there was some catastrophic incident where a car would destroy a controller as well as a pole and take it all down, and they're not able to recoup those costs from
Didn't we
insurance.
determine that our insurance would take care of that?
That's my understanding. Or the driver's insurance.
The driver, and if they don't, then the township's insurance would
Right.
take care of that.
But it's all that stopgap. They want to make sure that they still have
Right.
some way to
Well,
resolve it.
And a critical point on this that everybody seems to, or at least the road commission seems to forget, is we aren't putting these lights in because we have an Amazon, facility that, we simply need a light, there for that. It's not that. This is a community thing.
Yes.
The fact that they couldn't get a grant to cover the cost of that, notwithstanding the fact that this is a community safety agreement for Monroe County, for Bedford Township, I think somehow that's gotten lost in the legality of the whole thing.
Absolutely.
And
Are you
the
saying we
fact
could?
that they're trying to avoid because they didn't put it in originally, well, go back to why we're doing it, and it is for the benefit of Monroe County and Bedford Township, not for, some private organization here.
Couldn't we
This is
still apply for a
community.
grant, or no?
They tried through some type of grant and didn't get it. Whether there were other grants that could have been available or something, I have no idea.
Because it was 2 years ago. A lot has changed since then. There might be something available.
Yeah, I don't know. But the point being, that we're not doing this for the benefit of our corporation, or business or something to put it in. This is a community safety issue.
Yeah.
So I don't know where that gets us, but I think it would be wise maybe to bring that up, that remember, this isn't a private concern. This is a public
Right.
service.
Right. Like we have the numbers, we have the tests, we have the results, we have
Right.
everything that
Right.
shows and proves.
I agree with you, but
Yeah.
I don't want to go backwards at all.
No, I don't want to
Yeah.
go backwards, but what I'm saying is, when they worry about going forward and if we go away and all this sort of stuff, really, even though they didn't put it in,
There's still a benefit to the motoring
there's
public.
still a benefit to the public, which is what we're, in place for under law and the road commission. So, I don't know. I don't know whether it helps to bring that up and remind them, but
Yeah.
we just seem to be losing the
Purpose
the
of-
basic purpose of the whole thing here,
Right.
getting
Yes.
lost in the weeds and the words.
Yeah. It's like it's a he said, she said thing
Yeah.
now.
Exactly.
Just going back and forth.
Exactly, and this is all for the benefit of the safety of our residents.
End of story.
Yep. So we'll let me and Al get on the phone. I mean, that's the only thing that honestly
Agree.
isn't gonna really us sitting here and going back and forth. We're not gonna get anywhere,
No.
unfortunately. So let me and Al get on the phone and see if we can get anything set up for either next meeting or before next meeting or whatever it needs to be. We'll be in touch with you guys for that.
You might want to consider getting Jason on there too.
That's where I love.
I think so.
Well, we got to see if we can get our Phil to get a hold of the other Phil.
Yeah.
That's what we need. We need that. That's the point of
Right.
Al and I calling him this afternoon is to,
Yeah.
like we said, our Phil. Not that he was ever the problem, but he's not the problem right now. We're waiting for an answer coming back the other way too. So we'll see if we can get that going.
Regardless, though, it's ridiculous
Yeah.
for a 2-page contract to be going back and forth for roughly
year.
6 months.
Oh yeah, even longer.
I think it's been, this contract in its first draft was about 6 months ago.
Yeah, I have it right here. I
It's
think.
2 pages, right? I mean, I think I read it in like 5 minutes. So
And there's 2 paragraphs
yeah.
in question.
So whatever they're stuck on, I mean, it's not going to be super complicated. It's either a number or liability or something. So whatever it is, we can work it out.
I think they're stuck on 2 attorneys not getting paid.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't have the original one on me. I thought I did. All right. Do you have anything else for the Mannequin Smith?
I do not, Mr. Chair.
All right. We appreciate you as always. Thanks for stopping by. And all right, we kind of did the Mannequin Smith
Yeah.
update with all of that. Going on to letter F, we have the Boo Bash
Ba-boo.
2025.
Boo Bash.
Just gonna see if we need anything to do.
So where we're at is Rachel's getting the stuff set up. So we're getting the flyer, but then me, Ryan, and Rachel go out and meet individually with the businesses. So I'm waiting to see what you've got for G there, if that's happening, because that was the whole point. Is we could then, if you get a flyer for us to then,
Go to that.
2 birds, 1 stone.
Yep.
So
So-
I mean, it's early in August, so we want to get that out. Well, especially if you're doing that we need to get out.
So I'll just kind of go into that since we're talking about it, because I agree with you on that. So we're talking about the DDA get-together at Cumbie's. I reached out to Rich, and I haven't heard back yet. I left him 2 voicemails so far. I know he's busy. I'm not mad at him for it. The only issue with that is now our next meeting is September 11th. So I don't know if if Rich calls me back, would it be too late going back to the Boo Bash thing? Let's say we did the thing October. I don't even know when our next meeting would be in October. It would be
Yeah, I got it.
October 8th or 9th.
9th. Yeah.
I mean, I know that's only 2 weeks out from the Boo Bash, but does that give us enough time to, 1, get some flyers out for both, and then B, people show up to the get-together, and all of a sudden we drop a Boo Bash on them. Are they going to show up in 2 weeks? Because what day is the Boo Bash?
October 25th.
So it'd be 2 weeks and 2 days prior to.
But yeah, I mean, so we're not. Yeah, if we get those flyers out, even the last. So yeah, I think you try to see if we can do the thing for October.
Yep, October
And then-
9th.
For October 9th. And then if we know, what's today? Today's the 14th? So if we can wait for, 2 weeks to see if you have it, get a,
Yeah. Yep.
so that we could try and get that out at the same time. If not, worst case, then that's the problem. We don't really have great emails for all these businesses.
Yeah.
So that's another thing we could try and get too.
We just have to hang it up on the flyer somewhere, pass them out, do the typical. Yeah, I'll keep calling Rich. I see him a lot. I just haven't seen him in the last 2 weeks, unfortunately. So that was kind of the problem. Is I called him, didn't answer, and I'm like, I'll see him in a few days, and never did. So I will see him and make sure I point that out to him. If we still can do September 11th, do we want to? Because then we can't vote on any food or anything like that. We'd have to call a special meeting. It's up to you guys. I mean, is that because Rich might not get back to me till next week, and then
I would say, because really, I mean, I'd say go October at this point, because if we don't have it like that, that's giving people like, if we don't get out to the end of September or end of August, that's like, hey, in a week and a half, can you guys?
Yeah, come out and see us. Yeah, right.
So I think we push for October.
Yeah.
At this point, since it's
I like that too.
that gives us time for that's.
If they want to be in the Boo Bash, I mean, that's decent enough time too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We could, yeah. If even we go out the 1st of September, that's still a month and a half to get people out for the Boo Bash. So we can, yeah. I think if we did in September, that would be way rushing everything and not getting people enough.
Yep, we're going to for sure do October 9th then if it's available at Quimby's. I will keep reaching out to him to make sure we do that. And yeah, and to be honest, I think, will we get some people from this DDA get together? Maybe, but we've kind of established the Boo Bash pretty well in the last couple years where we've had good turnouts. I'm not saying this isn't going to help, but I think we'll have a good turnout either way. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've done some pretty good stuff with that. So, cool. All right. So does anybody have anything else to add on the Boo Bash?
What's that date for October?
October 9th. Yep. And we'll do the 5, I think we had 5:30 to 7 was the projected time that I told in the voicemail, but I will do it again here. And that's a day of a meeting, so we'll go back. You guys can all head back to work for a little bit or whatever, and then we can head over there and help Rich set up or do whatever we got to do.
You said 5 to what?
5:30 to
Okay.
7
Okay.
on the 9th. Not confirmed yet.
No.
We'll see if it can be. All right. Anything else Boo Bash wise that you got? I know. And then we kind of threw together the Boo Bash and the DDA together in one thing. So that will wrap up our old business. Financial update whenever you're ready.
Okay, financial update. The last meeting we did not have June nor July, so I got both of those now, and July finally came out, luckily today. So with reference to, I'll first go by DDA, starting with June of 2025, the DDA Fund 248 with its revenue and expenditures. In May, it was larger. In June, it was $140,098.82. In July, it was $136,673.16. Of course, we don't have August yet, so that was revenue and expenditures. In terms of the capital plan, it keeps growing. In May, for example, we were at $1,364,227 and some change. And then in June, on the capital plan now, we're at $1,770,133.62, which was a big improvement. And then in July, just a bit higher, like $1, $1,771,689.62. And in those 3 months, June, July, and now August, in terms of invoice approval numbers, in June were $3,108.95. In July it was $1,061.42, and of course today it will be $1,782.50. That's about many numbers that I've got.
Well, so evidently our captured tax revenue came in.
It came in and kind of dribbled in and flopped around, and they got it on the books.
Okay.
Perfect. Well,
Yeah,
thank
so-
you for doing that.
And it's nice. It's very, very nice at this point because, June's the big month to make hay. Because
Well,
it's
given the
the
fact
end of the year.
the
End of the year,
expenses
yeah. And
Maybe going up on putting in the lights, good thing that
Yeah.
And well, yeah, but we can't take too much of that either because there are other projects to do.
Right. Yeah, we still have other stuff
Yeah,
going
we
on.
got other
Right.
stuff going on.
Perfect. Well, thanks for following up with that as always. Then on to the new business, brainstorming any new ideas. I mean, I think every time we think of a new idea, we say no, or not everyone, but it comes back to be a no or something. And then like the farmers market, now it's back on our plate again, seeing if we can do it. So I say we try to work on that stuff. We had 7 things in the old business today. So unless you have something crazy, great idea that you thought of in the last month, I'm good with keeping it as is. Perfect. So we have comments from the public. Would you like to make any comments? You have to go up here and state your name and yep, you know the drill. Thank you.
And Asian weight, height.
Let's not go there because I'm too short and too round. I'm Comer Pete Carey. I live at 1024 Borg, and I'm here for a deceptive reason today. I was actually here to meet Bob because I heard about the manager need out there, and I just went over with him some details about that as I pulled out of the meeting. And I wanted you to know if we go with the DDA and we go with what we're doing, he goes with what they're doing, I would like to put my hat in the ring for that job. So, and I'm a former elementary teacher and elementary principal. For 28 years, I was an elementary principal and did some other things administratively and put on things like craft fairs and done some things that might put me in the ballpark for that. So this is not my application right now, but I just want to kind of be honest about why I was here, because I told you I'm just here today, and then I wanted to meet Mr. Potter. So thank you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
No, that makes it great. Thank you for stopping by.
Yeah, if you can run a school, you can definitely do a farmer's market.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. That,
Usually only about 600 kids at a time and 100 staff.
Yeah, or even a classroom.
yeah,
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
easy.
definitely.
No,
No,
I
that's
saw
awesome. That kind
My
of
wife's a teacher. So.
takes care of letter A then too if we get that far. So we will look at.
Yeah, and I know you're down here in the development, and I'll just give you my number and we'll go from there.
Perfect. Even better. We appreciate you. Thanks for stopping by. Comments from the board. Any comments our way
I
here?
have one question, so as I write notes here. For that DDA get-together, is that just for the businesses?
Yes.
I just
Yep.
want to make sure. Okay.
Yep. It'd be almost like the same businesses we pass the flyer outs
Right.
to. We're going to
I just
pass.
wanted to make sure, yeah.
Yep, for sure. Anything else from the board? All right. I'll make a motion to adjourn this August 14th DDA meeting, if I can get a second on that.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I will see you all September 11th, 2025, same time, same place.